delicious Singapore hawker food. Welcome to another food adventure with Getting Lost. Today we are here at this place with lots of good food in Toa Payoh. Yes, Toa Payoh Lorong 1 Food Center. Yes, we are here now to eat the food here. So join me as I explore this food center, and I guess we should get to the eating. Let's get eating! How to get there? Yes, how to get to this place? First of all, you must come to Braddell MRT station, which is on the north-south line, the red color line. Once you get to the station, come up, get out the gantry, walk straight all the way through the doors here, and walk past everything, and then you turn left, because we are looking for exit B. Okay, so once you turn left, you'll notice there's an escalator going up. Yes, follow the pathway and follow the corridor and take the escalator up all the way to the top. Yes, all the way to the top of the escalator, and at the top here you're actually at exit B. Okay, so in front of you, you actually see a covered walkway. You can actually walk that way, but for convenience sake, we just turn left and then walk straight until you see the under the block. Yes, once under the block, you turn right and walk right all the way until the end of the block. You're actually now in Toa Payoh. At the end of the block, you see there's another covered walkway. We're going to follow this covered walkway. So you turn left and then walk down the walkway. Walk along the walkway. This walkway will connect to a lot of the blocks. So just keep heading in a forward direction. Just keep heading straight. Yeah, just keep walking straight. And straight some more. As you can see, there are a lot of blocks in the area here, and all of them are connected with this like a network of covered walkways. But what we're going to do is we just need to keep walking straight until you see this flight of stairs. Climb up the stairs, okay, and keep walking straight again. You need to look for this iconic roundabout. It's like a sheltered roundabout, which once you find that, you are near to the food center already. And here's the roundabout itself. As you can see, it's actually a roundabout that is actually sheltered, and there are a lot of blocks here. And on your right, over there, is Block 127 Food Center, which is where we're going to eat our food, which is directly next to Block 126. So here is the Block 127, Toa Payoh Lorong 1 Food Center. Basically, this food center itself, on the first floor is a market. On the second floor itself is the food center, and as you can see, we are surrounded 360 degrees by HDB flats. Block 127. There are a few things here that we should be looking for to eat. One of them is their Hokkien Mee, another is their carrot cake. And here's the food center itself. Let's see what we can start with. And in this place, there's a stall called Tian Tian Lai Fried Hokkien Prawn Mee. It boasts that the Hokkien Mee here is so good that you have to come daily here to eat the Hokkien Mee. The shop itself was closed when we came to film here, but I actually came in earlier to eat the noodles itself. The price is from $4, $5, $8 or $10. This portion here is the $5 portion. And okay, first thing is, as you can see, there is actually soup stock under the noodles, but the soup stock is just enough to flavor the noodles, to infuse into the noodles, and to have a bit left to make it enough of a wet type of Hokkien Mee. But what's really good here is that when you eat the noodles, the first bite you think is okay, but every subsequent bite you eat from these noodles here, the noodles taste better. I do not know how they do it, but it just does. The noodles itself is wet, the soup stock is flavorful, there's a rich seafood and pork bone broth that they use for the soup, and then the noodles itself are cooked very well, and then also fresh seafood, and then the pork lard helps to complement the noodles itself by giving it a additional crunch texture to the bite. And the noodles itself, you eat with the chili also helps to add in flavor into the noodles. This is one of the best noodles I've eaten so far in Singapore. Next up is this place called Chey Sua Carrot Cake. They make carrot cake and it's a very popular shop. They charge you $2, $3 or $4 for their carrot cake. And this shop and the Hokkien Mee, okay, basically what you need to do when you place your order, you go to the store, you tell them your table number, and then you go back to your seat and sit down. Once the food is ready, they will deliver the food to you and you make payment. And this is the carrot cake itself. As you can see, there's actually a nice layer of sambal sauce on the carrot cake itself. The sambal sauce itself is a good sambal, tasty, flavorful, nice, and a bit of sweet. And the carrot cake itself is also crispy along the edges with lots of egg in the carrot cake itself. If I'm not mistaken, the first time I ate this, the carrot cake itself was much more crispier. Nowadays it's not as crispy, and the portion size itself is also a bit small. But it's a very nicely done carrot cake. It actually feels more like, for me, in my opinion, it's like a very well fried omelette with radish cake filling. But the radish cake itself does have a nice delicate taste, which goes very well with the sambal and the egg. And the egg itself is also very nice and fluffy and flavorful, which is very good, very delicious. Next up is this place called Hokkein noodles. There's always a long queue for the noodles itself because they sell wonton noodles. I ordered the wonton noodles. It cost me $3. The noodles itself is good, nice, firm, bouncy noodles. The sauce also was enough to flavor the noodles. I actually ordered the noodles itself with some chili, but the chili itself doesn't overpower the sauce, which is good. And the char siu itself is lean meat, and even though it's very lean, there is surprisingly still a good meat flavor to the char siu. And they actually roast the char siu or the barbecue pork here very well, and in the middle itself it still has a nice soft texture, which is very good, which is one of the better lean char sius I've eaten in Singapore. They do the char siu here very well. Noodles nice and firm. So overall, it is actually not too bad a wonton noodle dish. You should come here and give it a try. And then the soup in the dumpling itself was also okay. Nothing spectacular to talk about. But like I said, what's good here is the noodles and the char siu, which is good. Next up is this place called the King Kurchuk. I do not know why people queue up for the food here. Okay, so what I ordered from here is kurchuk, which is like flat rice noodle together with intestines and meat, in a braising stock. So this is the dish itself. The kurchuk itself, they do it quite okay. Nothing really special. It's not too soft. It's not too tender. It's just normal. Oh, I like the toppings. The deep fried shallots, and then which actually goes quite well with the noodle. But what I don't like is the ingredients. As you can see, they give you some intestine, some pork belly, and the rest of it is tofu, egg, and fish cake. The braising sauce is actually not too bad, quite flavorful. When it actually penetrates the meats quite well and the intestine quite well, but the tofu, the egg, and the fish cake doesn't really penetrate into the item itself. So you only give me not enough. How do I say? The portion size, they give me less meat, more of the other items, which doesn't absorb the nice braising stock. So you're not actually promoting your dish here with your selection of items you gave me. So overall, I find this dish quite a disappointment, even though the braising stock is quite nice. Next up and lastly is this place here called Liang Heng Food Stall. It serves a variety of items like Mee Siam, mee rebus, laksa, prawn mee. But what I came here for is this dish here called Mee Siam. This dish itself has a very old school taste to it. It's not too sour. The sauce itself is quite refreshing, sourly refreshing, but not too sour and not too sweet also, and also has a very mild level of spiciness. Overall, this is a very interesting dish that, like I said, very old school taste. So if you are missing the old school taste of Mee Siam, this is one of the places you can come and get it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on my Toa Payoh food adventure. I'm sure there's more food here for me to discover, and I will go and discover it. So don't worry about that. But what you need to do is, first of all, I need you to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure your friends and relatives, and the person next to you do the same. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and don't forget to join me for my next adventure. Bye bye.